these videos always get demonetized, right? For some reason! Yeah! No, but seriously, like, you know, these videos are never... I mean, obviously I don't care about the money, I would use better. If I cared about the money, I would do other videos on YouTube, of course. But, that being said, these videos, guys, are, of course, always getting the yellow sign from YouTube immediately, right? They will never, like, yeah. So last week, a bug happened. The One Piece live stream, for some reason, also had this part of it, right? Like, they had my Dress Up Darling reaction review in the One Piece video, for whatever reason. I don't know why, some bug on YouTube. But that video also then got demonetized, right, on YouTube. The One Piece video, because they had, the dress up, you know, the woman dressing clothing part, right? So, I was like, oh yeah, great, now it's like multiplying. Yeah, like the yellow sign is growing, yeah, it's like bloating into all my videos. But yeah, of course, best girl ever, right? Marin-chan. Last episode was great, of course, a little bit wholesome. I think we're gonna go into much more wholesomeness now, right? Because one reason that I think some people also kind of confused, right, with Marin-chan, that episode 2 is so ecchi, and you know, it's all oppies and ass and so on, right? You know, she's like a hot guy, right? Kind of a casual guy, right? But of course, she's very, very wholesome, and it's actually a really good, you know, girlfriend. Kinda, right, but you know, best friend with Goldie, right, and obviously eventually, come on, it's a rom-com, right, girlfriend, right? So I think we're gonna get more to that, and I do wonder if, I don't think we're gonna drop it, but I do wonder how people are gonna feel. Some people probably got in, because episode 2 really exploded, right, you know, people really exploded episode 2, right, a lot of people, and yeah, I don't think that episode 2 really is gonna happen, not even closer, honestly, right, since then, because I think it's gonna be a lot more, like, yeah, I said reasonable, yeah, less boobies basically. But anyway, as I'm watching it, so 3, 2, 1, and go! Come on, time for best girl! But you know, that's why I love Marin-chan, because she's an awesome girlfriend, you know. She's awesome. Like, I heard the manga, but this is badass girl. And, you know, she was trying to, like, bring Gojo out of his shell, right, you know. She was trying to help Gojo improve, right. And I have no problem saying that, but if you're gonna date someone, right, or even being friends too, but you want your friend and your girlfriend also want to improve you, right? It goes to both genders or whatever, trans to man, right? You want your partner to make you better, right? You don't want a partner to just, like, whatever, accept you as you are. That's kind of weird, but I don't actually think so. Because she should accept you for whatever, you know, you're into, whatever, right? Like, she accepts him for his hobbies, right? But I don't mean she accept you as like you're the perfect being right now, because no one, like, people grow, right? I should have a romantic challenge instead. But, of course, Gojo now is thinking about how to make this overly complicated dress, right? Yeah, with the boob bag and so on. Now he's feeling stressed here. Yeah, there we go. This is what I mean, but I thought about something important here, right? Because not Gojo is gonna feel all stressed out, right? Yeah. It's gonna be about Gojo. Spoiler, but I'm just saying that what I'm saying, right? This episode here is gonna show that the one married an awesome girlfriend, right? Because, you know, if you date someone or married or whatever, right? Yes, they should accept you as a match for whatever. Oh, like you like anime, whatever. Yeah, sure. But like my best friend, right? He's a goddamn douchebag, honestly. No, but he's always like, you know, he's also very good in Japanese too, right? God did, of course, and he'd been in Japan for years, right? So when I talk to him, right? Sometimes when we talk Japanese, right? Like him and me with other people, like, you know, he's gonna be afterward being like, oh, you said that word wrong. That word is pronounced like Sugoi, not like, you know, Sugoi, yeah. Like, he's gonna be that guy, like correcting my, like, my Japanese, so I should say that you're pronouncing it wrong or something, right? So he's kind of frustrated, because he's very, very picky like that. But honestly, you know, for me, that's a good friend, right? Because he's trying to always help make it better, right? It's like, oh, but that thing should be better, so on. Because most people do dislike him, though, right? Because he's a picky, you know, grammar Nazi, right? So people do dislike him. But I'm like, no, it's good, actually, because he keeps helping better, right? And so on. So I think that's, like, you know, that's what you really want, see? Now this is Myrmonden a dating channel here, but for example, I talked to my cousin, and she's very, very naive about best friends I met a few years ago. And she was like, oh, my best friend is this thing. She's always nice to me, this thing, and I looked at her like, so you never have any conflict with your best friend? She's like, oh, now we have that for. And I was like, probably not a good friend. in my head, I was like, what? You always agree with your best friend? That sounds to me like a pointless friend then. If you always agree with the other person, what's the point, right? Same with relationship, yeah. If me and my wife always agreed, why would I talk to her? Honestly, she knows that, yeah. If I talk to my wife and we always agreed and everything, why would I talk to her? You know, like what is the point of talk to her? Yeah, why would I ever communicate with the person if you always agree and everything? It'd be pointless. What is the point of dating or whatever? You know what I mean? That would be horrible. But here we go. Yeah, Grandpa thinks he's turning into a crossdresser, right? Otokanuko style. Yeah, Grandpa is like, what? Yeah, he's very confused at his son. Like, why are you? And now he's what's that? Come on, man. Yeah, he almost killed his grandpa here with his sexy lingerie. God damn it, Gojo-kun. Yeah, so Grandpa is like hurt now because of his fall there. He is old though, in Godio's defense, but it is kind of cute that he basically breaks a bone because he saw Godio was like, sexy underwear. I should have laughed at this poor Grandpa, but it is kind of funny, come on. It is like sad funny how Grandpa gets shocked seeing his grandson's like, he's like a sexy pantsuit thing, and and he falls in the staircase and like breaks his back or something. Oh, that would be horrible, but he's just, come on. If he died, it would be kind of weird. It would be Kuna style, but no, he's more like, he's like slightly injured, yeah. So it is mostly kind of funny, right? Kind of. It's like slightly injured. If he like broke an arm or something, it wouldn't be as funny. It still would be, honestly, be a little funny. Of course, Grandpa's confused. But this is a good, I think you might think it's great anime, right? It leads up to Godio feeling even more stressed out now, right? Grandpa's injured, and it's his fault and so on, but, arguably his fault. But I mean, it's also gonna put another, issue in his life, right? Yeah, and he's worried about the grandpa, right? That Marin chant. It's like, Grandpa Grandpa! She's gonna be all like, I'm supporting you, Grandpa! Come on. She's gonna be like, I wanna help out! But this here, I think, is a great point there, because no Godyu is like, oh, it's nice Shabu. I don't need your assistant, Don't worry about it, Marin-chan, right? And this comes back to good personality. This last episode, when he's trying to avoid her, right? He's like, and she's running around being like, Godyu! And he's trying to avoid her, right? Because he don't want her to get bullied or whatever, that they're dating or so, right? This is what people think they are dating, because not because he dislikes her, but he thinks the people are gonna bully her, right? You know what I mean? That's why he runs away from her, this episode. And here instead, it's kind of the same thing, right? Godyu is obviously lying to her. It's like, oh, yeah, I don't need your help. That's Shabu, just do your own thing, right? Yeah. So he's still trying to, kind of like distance himself from Marin, right? Even when she wants to help out, right? Because he's like, no, I don't wanna, bother you with this stuff, right? So, like, yeah, school and so on, like, so it definitely his personality trait. He's like, always just trying to like not bother her with stuff, right? Trying to protect her smile, right, so to speak. Yeah, so now he has a lot of stuff to do on his plate here. Yeah, and he has to work with the, family adulting and so on. I wonder though how much work you get in Japan, honestly, with this kind of job. I mean, certainly his grandpa has a few clients or whatever, but I have to say, I wonder how much tomorrow has to be done. Yeah, gotta hurry up here. Grandpa is getting backlogged, right? Yeah, Grandpa's have a lot of work now. It's getting, people, the customers are sort of complaining, right? Like, what's happening? Yeah, come on, Grandpa. Like, as of course, Godio now is gonna be a rock and a hard place here. It's gonna have to like really overwork here, right? This lady here is like, oh, I'm sorry, but honestly, that's a big problem, right? Because he lives with Grandpa too, right? He gotta help Grandpa out, of course, but even like he has to because of rent and so on. Like, I mean, maybe he owns his house though, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a little bit like, yeah, I have to help Grandpa's business, so we get bankruptcy, right? Maybe not bankruptcy, but let's go in that direction, right? Poor boy, gotta be a man here. Have to take care of family business. I guess Grandpa's very popular. This is a very stressful episode here. You're gonna see Godio like, yeah, this is like honestly a stressful episode to watch it. Seeing Godio have like a breakdown. Ugh. Yeah, now we see Godio's gonna overwork, right? It's gonna like some, yes. So his eyes are, you know, getting more and more worse, and also trying to do the dress right. And this is like a montage of someone, you know, hitting the wall, right? It's like a it's like a montage of someone like overworking and, you know, I don't know what to call it, you know, stressed out, exhausted, all the stuff. Yeah, really painful montage. Usually a montage of someone, you know, exercising, getting muscles or whatever, rocket style. Now this is like a guy who's getting, you know, like losing money and going crazy and so on. Yeah, getting all super stressed and haven't slept in days and so on. Oh, distracted by her cute girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, she's cute. I like the black hairstyle with the red highlights, I guess. No, it's more like her hair on the inside is... Yeah, like the bottom of part of her hair is red and the top is black. It's a very special hairstyle. MARIN got more typical gyaru, you know, blonde with pink highlights like that, typical gyaru, but... Yeah, her friend got a very unique hairstyle. Yeah, so of course she's getting worried, right? Gotta take care of her man, right? But this is why Marin's a good girlfriend, right? Because now she's like, she obviously picks up that he's stressed out and so on. And she's gonna come over there and be like, I'm gonna help him, you know? I'm gonna be a good waifu and make some food and yeah, I gotta take care of him, you know? Or something at least. I think she's trying at least. What's Godio is like. Well, it's a painful episode. You're seeing Godio hitting the wall. Just keep no sleep, no health food, no nutrition, right? Just yeah. I'm sorry, but I see the paper. No, but episode 3, the anime definitely more explicit on the edge stuff right there. Episode 3, they added that like rent a girlfriend kind of scene where you see like the, you know, his yeah. His paper, yeah. Kill Godio. Like, I'm feeling stressed out watching this episode. God damn it, God, stop being so realistic stressed out, man. Like, I'm sort of feeling like, oh, come on, man. He's lying, you know, like, my life is over, we're gonna ruin the business. Yeah, like, this is getting, like, this is way too serious for my, you know, rom-com news. I wanna go back to the boobs and the ass again, yeah. Yeah. No, he's crying here, you know. No, God is, like, crying. He's lying here crying on the ground and everything. This is, like, a stressful episode to watch, man. Feeling God, you know. Yeah, like, please go back to all the ass scenes instead. But Godio, of course, always had a pretty, I don't say bad life, but his parents are dead and so on, right? Since he's like he died, he was like 1 or something, right? Like he died, he never almost met his parents. So he only had grandpa, right, basically. I don't know if they're poor, but I wouldn't say it's poor, but obviously having no parents and having no grandma and so on, the income is probably worse too, right? So they, you know, they had that house and grandpa's business, right? It's like all they have, right, the family. All they have is his grandpa's business, right? They have nothing else in the house, right? Yeah. I doubt they have, this is like a very grown-up episode, because I doubt that Godio and grandpa would have any savings, right? You know, so one, yeah, here's the image of my mom and so before she died, right? Like, no, this is going all like sad now. And but I mean, yeah, certainly the whole business is. It's like Marin smile. Oh man, this is like a very grown-up episode, yeah, because no, it's been the whole thing to that grandpa is like this is the family's business, the family legacy, right? You know. We're gonna lose our family's legacy. And there's a lot of adorable Marin, adorable Marin smiles. He's obviously addicted to that smile. Who wouldn't be? He's like, I gotta get up and, you know, help my girl. Okay, now it's getting a little better though. Now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, you know. I can't let her down, right, you know. He's so damn in love, right. I gotta get up here, gonna make her, you know, make her clothes. I wanna see her happy, right. I wanna see her smile, yeah. It's like, I gotta do it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's not like, oh man, this episode's painful, man. He's gonna like cry. You're gonna see Godu crying when he's like trying to haven't slept like a week or something, and yeah. But he's gonna goddamn do this Marin dress. Can't disappoint his girlfriend. This is like the super grown-up episode, I think, for a rom-com with boobies and asses, episode 2. But that's what I mean, right? Episode 2 is kind of... It's obviously awesome from an ecchi standpoint, but it doesn't really fit the anime, actually. Yes, they also see later on, too, which is kind of like, please help me get dressed, I lost my pulse or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be some more ecchi jokes, of course. But this anime is more of this, right? Episode 4 here, this is more how the anime is, right? I feel, the storyline. You know, the actual episode. Episode 2 is more like the kind of offshot, right? That's what I mentioned earlier. I wonder if people are gonna, I don't know, not drop it, but I wonder if people are gonna get confused, right? Because episode 2 is too ecchi, sexy, and then the rest of them are more like this, like rom-com dating, yeah. He misunderstood the date, right? Yeah, so now she's gonna feel all guilty here because she like and did the mistake, and also she was like trying to, of course, ask him earlier. Man, couldn't look like dead inside. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is so good. He's all happy. He's like, oh, we can still fix it. Yeah, now he's all like relieved, distressed. He's like, oh, good. I didn't do a mistake kind of thing. Oh, we can still do it. He's like the perfect boyfriend. He's like, oh, it's great. I can finally relax. Oh man, this is awesome though. Oh man, this is so good, man. I see Marin gonna cry here because she's just you know, empathic, wholesome girl. Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry. Oh, this is awesome, man. You can see Marin crying. This is why Marin's just a good girlfriend, you know, because she's all like, you know, yeah, no, she blames herself for everything, right? And like, oh, I'm sorry, my dress shouldn't be more important than your grandpa, you know, and so on. Yeah. Oh. This is why Marin-chan is the, you know, easily best girl this year. Oh man. No other female character has a chance, baby. Not a single chance, man. See? She's wholesome and she's sexy. Come on, she got everything going for her. Man, this is a heavy episode. This is like a seriously very heavy episode, I feel. Like, man, this is Christ, man. Oh. But this is what I said earlier, right? You know, you want to have a girl cast, but you know, like Marin-chan does. Then you know you have a real love interest. But maybe Godju's reaction was better. But Godju was like, yeah, he was getting all relieved. Maybe Godju was better because Godju, he was like, oh, great. It wasn't like failure. Yeah, that was almost even more wholesome. How Godju was so happy that he didn't like fail, right? I'm thinking about it. No, she's kind of cute though. She's kind of crying, trying to talk like crying. Like she stopped crying, but trying to like, yeah, trying to say words, but like kind of, yeah. It's a great voice acting, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Now she's like, she stopped crying, but she can't still speak. She's like, oh my god. Yeah, she keeps trying to butcher her words. Hey, good. Gotta get that smile, yeah. What is she? Yeah, we gotta get that Marin smile, come on. Man, if they don't get married in the end of this anime, then I will burn down the pan! It's like the most... But honestly though, yeah, it is like, this is truly one of the best rom-com... yeah, rom-coms out there, easily. Like for example, I want to compare it, this anime is like, whatever. Like, for example, Tony Kaka, right? Love it, episode 1, right? You know, a pretty funny anime, But like this relationship here, I feel is much better from an actual romantic standpoint than Tony Kaki, where they get married immediately. Then they have this awkward like living together thing, right? But they barely have any like development from the actual romantic standpoint, right? It's a pretty funny anime, but they don't really develop their romance. They just kind of like extremely slowly. This anime here has like a faster romance than one episode and had 12 episodes of the Kaki because they barely move a single inch right in the relationship. Oh, nice. They're gonna have to do some instruction videos on how to do it. Okay, so now we're past the grown-up shit, like mortgage issue with the payments and grandpa's business, grandpa's dying or so on. Yeah, now we're just like we're getting back to the gyaru stuff, Oh, we're gonna have to do sexy eyelashes and so on. Yeah, now we're back to the cosplay and the ecchi stuff. No, but not. Yeah, now we're out of the sad stuff, and now it's just like now it's just like how to dress up nicely. Yeah, here we go. Now it's just God, you see looks dead inside though. God, you see looks like he's had slept for a month or something. Kawaii! I like Marin with this other hairstyle too, yeah. Get a little bit of another Marin angles. Yeah, he knows his dolls, that's for sure. Yes. Man, that hair on that doll was like really advanced. That's good. We went from the sad part to wholesome or fun stuff, so I can stop crying. I feel like Marin. I'm like sobering up a little bit. Sobering up for the crying, yeah. Getting up a little bit. Less sad, more fun again. Yeah, let's do it, Godukun. Oh, this is also... Man, this is also one with Adam. I mean, her face is so goddamn... That is, that's one thing with Marin though. Like, her face, it's this sort like every episode, yeah, we get this stuff right with like this, oh, look at that, God, you smile! Oh, yeah, there he goes, my boy! Oh, she's definitely falling in love now, look at that. She's obviously falling in love with him. She probably never has, but come on, that scene there, her eyes are all sparkly, come on. That is some cute rom-com. Even more cute goddamn Marin scenes, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's in love with him. Wait, they like each other? Biggest spoiler ever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna like give her makeup and so on. Okay, so let's go. they have to show us some panzers here though. Yeah, let's go. Still the enemy watching though. Yeah, it goes with all this like super sad stuff, and now it's like look at her ass. Yeah, we need to have like an ass scene though. Okay, good. Whereas it's not gonna be dress up darling. But this is what I mean. The anime definitely is way more. The manga is not as much ass and booby scenes. Definitely not. Okay, but this time she did it without seeing. Oh, here we go. Her first cosplay outfit. Of course, we're gonna have different outfits coming right in the anime, so of course. With the, adorable ending here. That's nice. Oh my god, God, is gonna also fall in love even more. I like how her feet are all nervous there, yeah, like step. Yeah. Do I look beautiful? Yeah, come on. What's the guy gonna say, woman? Is he gonna be like, you're pretty fat? Yeah. Oh, goddamn more Marin smiles. So, that is so goddamn cute. Look at that smile there. Yeah, we need to have this like goddamn Marin smiles. There we go. Goddamn this anime! Oh, it's so good. It went from the sadness, it went from the stressed out adult life, and then it's like Marin smiling. Do I look pretty? You're the hottest woman ever! Yay! Yeah. And then it ends with that this super adorable, Marin being like, oh yeah, I'm all happy and so on. Yeah, it really went through like the leaps of different kind of. I say, it went from the sad stuff to the adorable, like I'm so happy kind of angles. Marin-chan. Let's go back and look at that first. Let's talk about the how to say it, you know, the etch stuff first then. Yeah, let's start with the happy smile thing. So she finally gets her dress right. Talk about the best important end in the review, yeah. So she finally, you know, shows off her first cosplay. It's a original game, right, with the boob bag and so on, right, that we've seen talking about a lot. And, you know, the bondage thing can going on there and so on, right, because it's like an aero game. And of course she's all happy finally getting her first cosplay done, right. As you can see in the opening, she's obviously gonna, like, you know, have different outfits, right? She can go like cosplay tournaments, right, so she wants to have different outfits pretty clearly. I like the nervous thing with the feet still. She was all like, does the feet on me? Do I look pretty? But I do find it kind of fun. She's like, oh, am I attractive? Good. Like, what is he gonna say, right? Like, what's he gonna say? Stands like super sexy girl in his bedroom. He's like kind of the hentai outfit, you know, it's a hentai game, right? And she's all like, am I attractive? And he's like, yeah, you look pretty good. Like, what is the boy gonna say, right? He's gonna be like, no, I don't know, right? It makes your ass look fat or something. Like, what's he gonna say, right? You know? Of course, he's like, yeah, you're the most attractive woman ever. You know, like, what else would the man say, right? It's kind of hard for him otherwise. But yeah, she can have a good smile. But this was a big part of her, you know, she's like a weeb, right, you know? That's why we all love her as well, right? But she's the biggest nerd girl ever, right? In that sense, you know? And that's why it's fun too, right? Because you see how happy she is. She's like, oh my god, it's costume outfit! Oh my god, yeah! She's getting into that. Oh, it's so good! Yeah, so, of course, I also wanted to know, like, MARIN, right? Because, yeah, she's all, you know, gushing out over her otaku stuff, right? And that's adorable. So, and I think that, as I thought about earlier, talking about Reship, in the beginning of the episode, of this episode, right? Another thing that this is very like Myrmonden giving you people love advice now, but I think that too, right? That you also don't wanna, you know, be with anyone. It's both friendship and for that matter, romance, right? But I think it goes both, right? Relationship advice. But it's also really boring being with someone doesn't have a hobby, right? I've never been with her that has a hobby, but I know a lot of people, right, that I work with and so on or whatever, right, you know, in my life, and yeah, those people are so boring, you know. Like, people has no passion, right? It's like, you rather have your girlfriend have a passion of like, oh, she likes to look at birds, something, yeah, she like collect bird images or something. Like, maybe less boring than like a freaking, you know, oppa ecchi pantsu girl, but it still is like, you know, you prefer that, right, than having a girlfriend that's like, has no hobby, right, yeah. So, of course, you know, you want to have that, right? Of course you want to have that. Like, what is this boring? But anyway, the episode though, of course, also got into a little bit of fan service. Yeah, we need a little bit of acids. Yeah, but this scene is like, whoa, this scene was seriously like, okay, they really went for it. And this I keep saying, I mean, I don't mind, but it's like it definitely is different in. Yes, it definitely is different. I mean, right, in the anime. Than in the manga, yeah. I mean, certainly. Like, this is... it's bad you can show the next scene right now. It's, I mean, it's like kind of on the borderline, you know, it's Rapunzel, yeah. It's like borderline too much family friendly. And also the stocking, I guess. Yeah, then also the front of Rapunzel, yeah. Oh yeah, this episode is really... Yeah, it went for it. I mean, I won't give you choices. I'm just gonna do this thing and just not show it. I was like questioning my, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, can you show this thing here on this stream? Like, maybe not. It's not hentai, of course, but it definitely feels borderline, like we see the front, where she dress up her, yeah, I mean, this we can probably show when she's like, what is it, when she pulls down her top, right? Yeah, this is like, I feel, anime. This is like half of every anime, so. Yeah, that's like, you know, every second anime has like a boob scene, right? That's like, who cares, right? From bra, right? But otherwise, though, after that, we can start to see her pantsu in front of her, and yeah, then we get like, then it might get a little, maybe a little, yeah, maybe a little bit too much, right? But anyway, okay, let's talk about the good stuff, okay? The actual good stuff. What we're here for, the wholesomeness, right? Marin-chan crying, showing that she's into a boob lady. She also has cool personality, right? So, this is a really good scene, and the episode I felt was really sad, right? Because, yeah, you see Goryu kind of going crazy, right? Goryu's like, I have to work all this time, Grandpa's in here, I think all his job right, and apparently Grandpa's a good business because they have a lot of customers. I do, whatever, it's anime, but I have to say, I do question. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Like, but, wait, okay. I have a theory. Maybe, okay, let's throw it out there. Perhaps Grandpa's business is booming because, yeah, if he's very strange and like do this doll thing, would have a good business in like 2000 plus, you know, like in their field. But maybe he's the only one doing it, right? You know what I mean? Maybe he has a monopoly of being the doll maker in that city, right? So maybe they actually have a lot of money as long as they work on the doll thing, of course. God has to take over there and stress out, right? But maybe the money flows in there. He's the only guy doing it, perhaps. Something like that. That could actually be a thing, right? It actually isn't that uncommon, right? That you have like a very few people doing these very, very specific jobs, right? And then it actually works, even if it's not like they probably have a lot of customers, right? Given the total population of the city, but you know, they have enough people, right, to constantly. I suppose that's probably it in reality. If you had a similar situation in reality, it probably only has like 2-3 people doing this stuff, right? And usually then they will, you know, teach, and the next person doing it will be like their own kid, right, or someone they will mentor, right, and they will take over the business. Basically, it's very common. Like his reality, obviously. But yeah. But anyway, to the MARIN. So heavy start for Goju, right? So stressed out, and of course MARIN, being a good girlfriend, picks that up, right? As I mentioned during the reaction part, I find it. I really like that part of Goju, or like it, but I like it how it's that his behavior is consistent. His behavior is definitely the same episode 3. As I mentioned earlier, you know, he's trying to like not date her. Not because he doesn't like her, right? But he thinks he can get bullied, right? So he's like, oh, yeah. So he's trying to avoid her because, you know, he doesn't want her to, you know, get called, whatever, so on, right? And as I said earlier, you kind of see the thing here, same kind of similar thing here too, right? That Goju is like, okay, I'm gonna like not tell her that I'm stressed out, not tell her, so on, right? But of course, MARIN being in love with him, right? You know, especially later, she eyes sparkling, looking at him. It's all like, you know, no, you should told me, you know, I want to help out, you know, we're partners and so on, right? We're like dating, basically. So, yeah. So she's like, oh, like, you know, oh my god, you had all this stress, you didn't tell me, or I feel so bad, it's my fault, you know, yeah, she's guilt tripping, right, massively, oh no, and started crying and so on, really showing she's cast about him, right, etc. So, yeah, it's a really good scene. Really good scene. And again, I think it's generally one of the best rom-coms out there, right? I really do think it's one of the best rom-coms that do exist in manga and anime. You can find so many other rom-coms where they barely, you know, improve or, I guess, change their dating, right? And you just kind of loop the same status quo, whatever, forever, right? But here we see, for example, then I see where obviously MARIN-chan is character developing, right, to some extent. She's like, oh no, next time I'm gonna do this thing, and she also kind of is mentioning, she's like, oh no, God, you have to tell me stuff and this stuff and so on, right? So she's like, you know, working a little bit to like also understanding, you know, her boyfriend's personality, right? And Goju is all like, oh, you got that, it's fine, it's all relieved. And she stands like, no, you idiot, you have to also, you know, be a little more assertive, right? So it's also a little bit that, you know, he's all like relieved, and she's like, no, you have to be more assertive. So God is also learning a little bit, right? How he has to be more open with communication with his girl and so on, right? You know, so yeah, so they really have like a lot of like actual development here as personalities, and really like building on it up, right? So I mean, honestly, I find this anime to have one of the strongest romance, right? But not only because it's a romance thing, but as I talked about, you know, the videos too and so on, but because like, you know, like if you're dating someone, it's supposed to be about, okay, how do I improve the other person? To some extent, right? I'm also this be the only thing. the only reason you're dating someone isn't purely to be like, how can we improve each other? But there should be a thing of it, right? And I find a lot of people have, honestly, in my opinion, bad relationship, right? Because they're not improving each other, right? You're just like being together, and to me, and this is of course true because I don't work with like dating otherwise, I guess, but I do of course work with human behavior, right, to a large extent, and that kind of behavior, when people are kind of just settled in and you just kind of like, I do my thing, you do your thing, and we kind of do that stuff like that. That is usually a sign of people that are basically just like accepting whatever, right? Like you just accept that okay, I usually find the people, and not with anger now, but usually find the people that they are dating someone that they don't actually truly love, right? And the same for person 2. but they both have just decided to. It is better if we are together, right? Because I don't want to be alone. So it's better if we use like dating without actually liking each other, or we might like each other to an extent, right? But not like fully, right? So I think that there's a huge sign for that, right? And honestly, that's probably I won't say half, but a huge percentage of a lot of relationships that you can observe in reality are unfortunately like that, right? Where it's pretty clear that both of the people, at least one of them, but both of them, have just decided to be together because it's better being together than being alone, right? That kind of thing, right? I would personally never do that. I would much rather be alone than being with someone that I don't feel, is making my set better, right? For example, I'll take it again here then, but about the reaction part. But like I said earlier, my best friend, right? He's a douche in a large extent. But yeah, he's always been that guy that's like, oh no, that's how you mispronounce this thing, so on, right? And we do that back and forth, right? With different stuff, historical events, math, whatever, right? So every time, we hang out, right? Or talk on Skype or whatever. I mean, I don't know, for like 20 years, back in that, right? So we're always like improving each other, right? And of course, we have a lot of debates and so on, yeah. I could never imagine having a friend that I wouldn't like actually have a conflict with, right, all the time. No, but like somebody said, right? And of course, it's a personality thing, certainly. But it's kind of like I said, if my wife and me always agreed on everything, I would never talk to my wife. It would be pointless. Like, why would I be with a woman that just has the exact same opinion as me, right? Like, what are we talking about then? It's pointless. Same with friends, right? Like, why would I talk to you then? And yeah, so on. Right? So, but this anime I think is pretty good because it focuses on this stuff, right? That Gyaru is like trying to avoid telling her the truth, right? Because he doesn't want to upset her, want to protect her smile, right? And instead he gets the opposite effect. He gets her crying instead, of course. Yeah, and so it triggers this like guilt, contamination tears from his girlfriend, etc. Right? So he played it the wrong way, yeah. But that's why it's so interesting because I think really this anime has one of the best datings, honestly, right? Yeah, because it really shows it like how an actual relationship much more is, right? In reality, where like the boyfriend is like, oh, but what if I do this thing? Then I can, protect her smile, so to speak, right? And but actually, what he does makes you sad, right? Because no, you should have told me. No, I'm feeling all this guilt and remorse or whatever, right? So it makes you sad, right? Oh my God, it's my fault that you were so and so on. Yeah. So instead of making her happy, right, it makes her sad, right? Which it makes her happy anyway later on because he also did this stuff, right? But you know what I mean? This is actually much more realistic, right? In most dating or marriage or whatever, that you would actually you try to help your spouse, right? But many times, trying to help your spouse, you actually accidentally, hurt them, right? Because you miss out something. And that also usually why, of course, that what people say that open communication, right? Honestly and honest. It sounds like a record. It sounds like a very like an old man boomer advice, right? But honesty and like open communication is one of the easiest advice, right, to give people that have relationship issues, right? Just be honest with her. Just tell her that you are, sick. Tell her that you are tired. Be honest, right? And I think a lot of people think that people are like mine with this, They are like, why can't you understand that I'm tired or whatever? Yeah, like that's just so annoying. People are like, oh no, but it's better just tell her, right? I think especially if I had to be gender specific here, I think especially females do often think that their boyfriends or husbands, right? He doesn't understand me and so on, like, what can't you read my mind for? Yeah, a little bit. But males as well, of course, but it's a little more of a girl thing to do, I suppose, right? But yeah, so I think the anime really hints on a lot of good shit, right, honestly. And I generally do think that here in episode 4 especially, we do have a lot more, romantic, like, development. And again, relationship and, like, character growth, right, that you have in, like, almost most other rom-coms. Because there are many rom-coms, and they have, like, cute harem stuff, they have boobs and ass and one. But usually they don't really have any good, like, actual personality growth, right. I think one of the worst examples I have of an anime that really disappointed me is almost the Wotakoi. There is an anime, gamer, lives of otaku. Because that anime had like a lot of romantic growth of the main characters, episode 1 to 3. And so you're like, okay, that's a good speed, okay, they're dating, they're kissing, they're kind of developing. Then maybe we should date because we're nerds and we kind of, we have some kind of crush with kids. Okay, let's just stop dating, right? That anime, they actually very quickly develop the characters, right? And how they are, how's the dynamic, right, to each other. So in the first part of the anime, you're like, oh, this is really good writing. And after episode 3, the anime kind of sucks, right? On that part. Still kind of funny anime, but holy shit, episode 1 to 3 is like really good, really fast development on their relationship, and then immediately episode 4 they just never go anywhere. Yeah, I mean literally, like they goes like from 1 to 50, right, out of 100 meter run, right, 1 to 50 episode 1 to 3, and then in episode 4 to 12 and OVAs they stay at 50. They don't move a single meter after episode 3, right? And that is to me one reason why I still like the anime, but holy shit, that is so disappointing because it was so good in the beginning. This anime here, right, is the opposite, right? You know what I mean? So far it is, but still, no, I heard the manga, so I mean, I know it's better. But anyway, I think most animes, I suppose, are like that, right? Wotakoi, I think, is an extreme example because it's really terrible on that part. But I think unfortunately the most, also obviously most horror animes, right, are like that too. You introduce the different characters, right? The different his like the 5-6 girlfriends that Sensei, the Tilly, and so on. And after that, they also just get stuck, right, in the mud and never develop the characters or move. There are of course other examples. I mean, examples that are works as well, right? But you have to remember where I'm coming from here. Is less thing here. I have of course seen like every horror anime there is, right? I'm an ecchi pervert. Yeah, I like my boobs and ass, I like my asses, Like I have seen like every rom-com anime that exists, right? I've seen like 100 plus horror. Use horror animes, right? Rom-com animes. I have seen like 100, right? So so I have seen a lot of like bad ones. You know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot of not very well working, or not like. So again, maybe they're not terrible, but I just mean like in that kind of perspective of actually developing the characters, right? Most of them are just kind of this, right? Most of them are just like buttocks, yeah. Most of them do just delve into just showing fan service and the girls fighting, especially horror animes, and the girls fighting about the main character for like 150 seasons, yeah. Almost all of them does that, unfortunately. That's why I think almost every horror anime is usually the best, right? Episode, season 1 and 2, right? And then they go downhill if they have more than like 2 seasons, because then they have all the female characters introduced, right? You have the structure, you have all this like stuff, and then it's like just the same thing all the time, right? Forever. But yeah, has some good ecchi part in the end there. Important to remember. Anyway, see you guys. I love it. One Piece today, right? Of course, and tomorrow Titan and Demon Slayer, right? So subscribe.